£200,000 from the present limit of £100,000. And that will, I hope, ease the worries for some homeowners who've lost their jobs as they look for new employment. I've also agreed that for 6 months the level of interest rates covered by the scheme will remain despite the recent base rate fall at just over 6%. Second, I can also announce new mortgage support for people in work. In September, we set up a mortgage rescue scheme, which is helping vulnerable homeowners facing difficulties to stay in their homes. And today I'm extending this scheme, so it will also cover those at greater risk as a result of taking out second mortgages. And together, this provides help against repossession, which is worth about £200 million. First-time buyer demand and indeed long-term housing supply are the two essential cornerstones of the housing market. In September, to boost the market as a whole, I agreed £700 million of government spending for new social rented homes and shared equity schemes, and we agreed they should be brought forward to this year and the next. And today, as part of the acceleration of capital spending, we will bring forward an additional £775 million this year and next to invest in thousands of new and modernised social homes as well as regeneration projects. Overall, this is a package of support for housing worth £1.8 billion, support that can only be provided because I have decided that we must act to give people real help. It will help homeowners of today stay in their homes, and it will help the homeowners of tomorrow buy their first home. Mr. Speaker, as the economy slows, it's crucial that the government minimises the impact of that on employment. Unemployment has started to rise, and people's worries have increased about losing jobs and the difficulty of finding another one. And I'm determined to do what I can to ease those concerns and help those who are made redundant move quickly into a new job. The evidence shows that the longer people are out of work, the more difficult it becomes to re-enter the labour market. Since 1997, we've made good progress in offering people the individual support they need to find a job. We've halved the time it takes to find new work. And even as unemployment has been rising over the last 3 months, 1.2 million people have found new jobs. And I have 3 proposals to make. Mr. Speaker, those facing redundancy need greater support. As the success of the Rapid Response Service of Job Centre Plus has demonstrated, support in the workplace in the form of advice in job search, careers, accessing existing vacancies can make a huge difference to employment prospects. So we will now further expand that service so that its work includes all redundancies and not just the largest workplaces. And to complement that, I'll offer greater provision of pre-redundancy retraining through the Train to Gain scheme. We'll also target the successful local employment partnerships, not just on the harder-to-reach groups, but also on the short-term unemployed. Mr. Speaker, there are still over 500,000 unfilled vacancies, and today I can announce a new initiative to help fill them through through national cooperation with the country's major employers. The National Employment Partnership, chaired by the Prime Minister, will involve 20 of the largest employers, including Tesco, Centrica and the Royal Mail, who have agreed to take part. Together they employ over 2 million people, and I welcome their commitment to work with us in speeding up recruitment, increase vacancies through Job Centre Plus, and step up access to work-related training. And it is the high-quality support provided by Job Centre Plus and the New Deal programmes to those who are out of work which have underpinned the success in the last few years in helping people quickly back into employment. And I'm determined to provide the resources so that this network can continue its excellent service. And I'm setting aside additional funding to ensure Job Centre Plus and the New Deal have sufficient capacity. Today's employment measures are worth a combined £1.3 billion, essential to prevent a temporary job loss becoming permanent unemployment. Again, all of these measures are only possible because we have taken the deliberate decision to support businesses, to protect jobs and help homeowners. And Mr. Speaker, I have set aside £1 billion in the reserve so we can continue to help during these difficult times and ensure that we emerge from the current downturn stronger and ready to seize the opportunities in front of us. Mr. Speaker, I can also announce additional help for people of all ages. Turning first to motorists, we rightly have a system of car taxation which takes into account the environmental impact of different types of car. At the last budget, I announced I was going to take this further by increasing the number of bands for vehicle excise duty. As planned, The differential first-year rates which people pay when they buy a new car will be introduced in April 2010 because it provides powerful incentives to provide less polluting cars. I intend to go ahead with the introduction of new bands reflecting fuel efficiency, but it would be wrong to do this in a way that places undue burden on motorists at this time. So I've decided to help people by phasing in new rates and at lower rates of increase. First, in 2009, next year, duty rates for all cars will only increase by a maximum of £5 as being the normal practice for a number of years. Second, from 2010, we'll bring in the differential increases in duty. In the original proposal, some cars would have seen increases of up to £90. Instead, I now propose that the more polluting cars will see their duty increase, but up to a maximum of £30, and less polluting cars will see no increase or a cut of up to £30.